Christopher Zizzi of Munsters Inc. and welcome to Munsters Lounge. Today, you're going to get to meet a lot of us. Not only myself, but Andy Merchuk, Ellie Douglas, Gerhard Dennis, Susan Leist, Colin Garrow, C.W. Hayes, Jacky Dahlhaus, Jay Sandlin, Ken Stark, and S.J. Hermit. So sit back, enjoy, and I know you're going to find most of us extremely interesting. Thank you very much.
First of all, I want to welcome you all to the Munsters Inc. And this Munsters Lounge we are doing here is to introduce ourselves and show to our readers what is going to be the channel. So you can start talking. Who's first?
Well, I wonder if we should outline what books we write so that readers will know who we are if they don't remember from Twitter or Facebook or actually reading our books.
Okay, so yes, sure.
No, I said you could go first.
Oh, me?
Oh.
No, Susan?
Okay, let's start with Colin.
Well, I currently have 23 published books. I write mainly murder mysteries, but I've also written a couple of horror novels for children called the Skeleton Cove Horror series. And I'm also started writing my first horror for adults, which should be out later this year, and doesn't have a title yet.
And they're really good books. They're really fun to read. Colin,
Jacky's my
So Jacky,
you can read them.
You can go next.
Okay. I've only written 3 novels and 1 novelette so far. They had multiple names. I keep changing their names. The first one was called Sucker the Name, but that was unpronounceable by people, so I changed it to Living Like a Vampire. So they're about man-made vampires that were created by a virus, and they're roaming the world, taking over. And the trilogy follows Kate, a young woman from Maine, and I picked Maine because Stephen King writes from his stories in Maine, and I love the countryside there, so one day I'll go there. But yeah, so the first one is about her dealing with the vampire pandemic, very accurate at the moment, this all pandemic stuff. Second one is called Raising a Vampire, and she actually gets pregnant in the first book, and she has to raise her daughter. Guess what happens? And the third book is a few years later after that again, and somebody from the past is back to cause havoc. So they're all very exciting and full of action, romance, plots and whatnot. So yeah, cool books.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
Ken?
Me?
Yeah.
My name's Ken Stark. I write horror and dark fiction. I have 5 books out. 3 of them are in the Stage 3 series, Arcadia Falls and Jitter as well. I have another Stage 3 book coming out by the end of the year. I have 2 more books completely finished. I'm just sitting on them for now. They'll come out probably next year. And it's so great to
not this thing? Come on, launch it now.
Yeah, writing books is easy, right? That's what people think.
Yeah. It's really easy. You can just do this and it's ready.
My genre is paranormal suspense. I've written 3 novels, and I'm in the same as Jacky about vampires. I wrote a trilogy. Yeah, the first one is The Dead Game, where you meet the characters and they get stuck in a house that is. It's not haunted, but it has moving rooms and mazes, and they don't know if it's computer controlled or paranormal controlled. And that introduces the characters. And the second one is Pray for the Dead, where a shot is given to the vampires that changes their DNA, which I explained it inside the book. And there are good vampires and bad vampires, and the dead are the bad vampires, and they take the lead characters, Linda and Shanna, on a trip to Disney World, to an exclusive club, which is based on Club 33, which exists in Disneyland, and it's not in Disneyland by Walt Disney. It's an exclusive club that only very rich members are allowed to come, like politicians and heads of state. So the vampires take over this club, and there are things that happen, explosions, and there's a race through time. It ends with a showdown in the swamplands of Florida. So I take them on a whole, trip. And then the last one, the conclusion, is The Dead at Heart. And they start in the swamplands of Florida. Well, really, the main place is Oasis, which is a small town in Florida. And but it follows through. I mean, these are 3 books. And they end up in Quebec, in Chateau Frontenac, where there's a vampire summit, and then there's a showdown. I like showdowns where there are vampires of different groups. Well, there's also 3 character arcs that come together in the last book, and it's shown from, it was not 3 points of views, but 3 things happening that they have to get to the scene at the same time. They're all fighting to get to the same point, and it ends up, if you know Quebec, there's a La Citadel. There's a citadel that with cannons, and that's where it ends. And then there's the conclusion, and the romance is resolved, and that's 3 books. So it's called the Dead Game series. Mm-hmm. And now I'm writing, like Jacky, I'm writing a book in Maine. And why? Because Stephen King and what he wrote with Haven. I'm addicted to the show on Netflix, Haven. So now I'm not doing vampires. I'm just going to do paranormal in Maine, like Haven and Murder, She Wrote. I've always dreamed of Maine as connected with Murder, She Wrote. So very cool. Yeah.
Chris, not easy. Is it Chris?
Well, I'm Chris Hawes. CW is what I usually go by online. I write multi-genre. So horror is just one of the things that I write. I also write mysteries, and I've written post-apocalyptic and alternative history. So what I'm active in writing is horror and mysteries right now. My mystery series that I have is Pierce Mostyn, which is a cosmic horror, Lovecraftian action adventure kind of a thing, and each book is more or less standalone. And there are some character arcs that go from, throughout the series, but basically each book is standalone. And I like writing those kinds of series because if somebody picks it up in the middle, then they don't get lost. And I have somewhere around 30 books out now. And I have another one coming out on Friday, which happens to be my birthday, so it's a little birthday present to me. Thank you. And so that's in my mystery series, though. A little novelette to tide people over till the main novel comes out in December, hopefully. So that's where I'm at.
Wonderful. Steve?
I'm Steve Herman. My screen name is S.J. Herman. I currently have 11 books out. 5 of them are full length, the rest of them are short stories. I write horror supernatural. I enjoy writing horror because it gives you creative ways to kill people.
Yes, it does.
I'm currently working on the sequel to my most popular book, which is Morium. I'm about 80% done with it, but I got sidetracked with another project, so that is currently on hold until next year, hopefully. And that's about it.
Oh. Yeah, there's something that every one of you forget is to say, where are you from? Because
I am from...
Before we start recording, so...
I am from Chicago, Illinois.
Ah.
Well, I live in Texas now.
Jacky?
I'm in Scotland at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Born in Australia, raised in Holland, lived in France, south of England, but now in Scotland.
Oh.
Suzanne?
I'm from New York, and that's it. But my mind is everywhere else.
Ken?
I'm in Vancouver, Canada.
Are you there?
Colin.
Me,
Colin.
Yes.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from northeast England, but I live in northern Scotland now, about 40 minutes from Jacky.
Ah,
He's my neighbor.
Yeah. So I'll start. I'm from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. I was raised and born and raised here, still live here. And I write dark horror. Doesn't matter what the content is, dark horror, violent, gory. That's kind of horror. And now Chris, your turn.
All right. Well, I'm from Virginia. I'm Christopher
America.
Zizzi.
Yay.
Yeah, hey, I was born and raised in Massachusetts, though. But I write pulp, grindhouse, deviant fiction. If you want to categorize and think of early 1970s drive-in movies, I got 3 novels out, 2 more coming this calendar year, and 2 more coming early next year. And the first novel is The Himalayan Devil Woman. They're all beautifully illustrated, but they're pretty deviant, so I won't show you the pictures. I don't illustrate them. I got some babe in Paris, France that does that. But The Ghost of Brisbane is my second one. Abilene is the third one, which is the sequel to Himalayan Devil Woman. Coming out later this year is Patricia M., The Perils of a Sultry Stewardess. Despite the title, it's actually fairly clean cut. And then if you guys are really, really good, I will let you know my pen name, because I got a vampire novel coming out probably this year under my pen name. Yeah. And I'm a big vampire fan. I've never written about vampires. So it takes place in Sweden. It's real neat, and it's real deviant, and it's going to be pretty violent and vicious. But that'll also have some illustrations in it. And I am delighted to meet all of you all.
You really need to change her name so you can imagine what is coming. It's,
How do you take pictures of bloody vampires? What kind of pictures do you use to show like fighting of vampires?
Well, that's being done as we speak. I've set the parameters of what I want to my artist, and he is under the instruction to make it tall, lanky, almost a Nosferatu type, but more human than Nosferatu. And he's going to be a menacing guy where you never really see all of his face. I like sort of a shadow there, and I want him to be a very mysterious being,
Not
at least
sexy?
physically.
Not sexy like the originals, no?
He's going to be sexy after he puts you under his spell. Up until then, tending more horror than sexy. So, so who knows what the artist will come out with. Those were my instructions to him, and I don't know anything about drawing or illustrating, so far be it from me to reject his product. So we shall see.
Okay, tall.
Geez, I
okay.
feel kind of out of it. I mean, I have one vampire story, and the vampire's a minister.
Thanks.
So,
That's interesting.
Very.
We all
he's
know
not
vampires.
sexy then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jacky, how are your vampires? Are they good looking?
They're all sorts of people, so they're good-looking ones and they're not good-looking ones. The ugly one I call Mr. Ugly Jumper. Of course, he wears a knitted jumper. I don't like knitted jumpers, so he's the ugly one. And of course, there's Caleb, who is the big hunk. And I actually modeled him, and I suck at names, so now I don't know his name.
What TV
The
show?
guy from the Fantastic Four, but the old movie. Guy that also did the ship movie in the 1800s of him, but he's getting too old to play him, unfortunately. But,
Russell Crowe.
Have somebody
Wow,
in your
there's
head.
makeup. Maybe you can just put some.
there's probably some young blood that wants some jobs nowadays.
Gerhard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you.
Actually, like a couple of other people here, I've been writing in more than one genre. Mostly I've been writing island mysteries and adventures under a different pen name, a slightly different pen name. It's easy to figure out if you want to look them up. But there are 3 full-length novels in that series, plus a collection of related short stories. And I will probably do more there, but recently I decided to try my hand at horror. And so I wrote a book, and this is my only horror book so far, Annie Danny. Does it look reversed to you or just to me?
No,
It looks like
it's good.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
To me it looks like it's in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, see?
Yeah. But
Where's
yeah.
yours?
Yeah, Kenny Danny is a weird guy. He's
You could say that again.
a serial killer with delusions of supernatural grandeur.
It's only
there
one,
you
but
go.
it's a success. You can see everybody has it.
Yeah, that's nice. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, and I liked writing it because it's like Steve said, it's let me vent some, I don't know, repressed inclinations and free some inhibitions. But it's a gory book. It's violent. It's sexual. But there's also a touch of camp and a pinch of Lovecraftian horror, if you're into that kind of thing. So it's a bit of a grab bag, but I think it's interesting, and I had a lot of fun writing it, and I think I will write some more. Oh, and I forgot to say where I was from. I'm from the 96% of New York State that is not New York City or Long Island.
Okay, so you're up north.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in the southern tier. I don't know if you know that term, Suzanne. It's
Albany?
No, a little farther west. Between about halfway between New York City and Buffalo.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cornell's over there somewhere, right?
Yes, Cornell's about 40 minutes from me. Yep.
Okay, my husband went to Cornell, yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
went there for alumni, and it was just beer tents, and that was Cornell. They must drink a lot of beer by you, right?
Yeah, people do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Ellie, you're the last, but you are the only one is tomorrow.
Ellie.
So-
Okay. That's what they used to say. That wasn't my maiden name. That's what they used to say in school. Last but not least. All right.
Yeah.
You could edit that out.
I didn't even.
No, editing is
Get out
a
everything
bit
I
of a
say.
challenge for us probably right now. Yeah.
Ali?
All right. I'm from New Zealand, and I'm a day ahead of all of you. And it is freezing cold, and I am a horror writer, and I have got 10 books out. My latest one is Crawlies, and it is written as a spider. So not a human, but as an actual spider. I'm looking forward to that coming out. Yeah, so, and I like my zombies, as a few of you know. I didn't hear you, Suzanne, what?
Like metamorphosis. Like, right?
No.
Oh, it's just a POV.
No, he was like cockroach, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, Kafka, right?
Yeah. Thank you. No, I do have a fascination for zombies, and that seems to be my go-to write to. However, it's not necessarily human zombies that I write about. I've got Hounded series out, which is about dog zombies. So, and it's at the moment being rewritten, well, re-edited and turned into a trilogy instead of 2 books.
Very mad about the dog zombies.
I'm a dog owner, so I'm allowed to have dog zombies. Yeah, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do zombies do? I mean, they walk, but what do they do? What is their plot? What is the theme of your books?
To tear people apart, completely annihilate
Brains.
No. Is there a plot, like somebody trying to catch them?
Oh yeah, no. In the Hounded series, there's a plot. Definitely, it's got 2 families, 2 brothers trying to get to each other, the twins, and they're trying to find each other from one end of America to the other, and it's about them and their survival and how they manage to eventually. Well, I won't say. You'll have to read the book.
About zombies too.
Yes, and I love Ken's books.
Thank you, Ella. Zombies are fun. Zombies are cool.
Absolutely.
And I have.
Your zombies are not cool. Not cool. Not cool at all.
Well, my zombies are both fast and slow. They start out fast because they're still mortal.
Can you explain what fast and slow is? I don't understand. What's fast and slow? Like moving?
Yeah.
Like if you've seen 28 Days Later, that's the fast zombie. They can run full speed.
World War Z, faster.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, my guys, they start out human, they start out mortal. They're just mixed up in the head. The virus is eating away at their brain, at their higher brain functions. But they're still mortal, so they can still be killed as easily as anyone else. But once they die, then they come back as your more stereotypical slow zombies.
Yeah.
Still scary.
They're really scary.
I thank you.
That's a compliment because they need to be. But it is interesting. Everybody, can you tell more about your new project, your new books?
Yeah, I have 2 standalone novels done. I'm just sitting on them for now. Not sure what to do with them. One is called Miracle Man, and it's about a man who just one day realizes that he can heal people with a touch. You would think that would become a great story, but it leads to his downfall, and we slowly watch him become a monster. The other one is basically the world we have now, where it seems like everything on Earth is trying to kill us all. So, yeah, it probably has more to say about today than any other time in history. But it was tons of fun to write. Every chapter goes to a different place and to a different character, and they're all quirky and they're all funny. So I hope it's as fun to read as it was to write, because it was a blast to write. And then I have the next.
You were inspired by what happening, or you?
No. I just came up with the story, and I finished it before the pandemic even started. And like I was going to say, I have the next stage 3 Charlie should be out by the end of the year.
Yay.
Thank you.
I'm holding out for that, Ken. Hurry up.
Yes, ma'am. I'll send you the first copy, I promise. So yeah, the series starts where a man, Mason, meets a 10-year-old girl. She's infected with the virus. They survive the first book. The second book, they go to search for her mother. I won't tell you exactly what happens, but as the books go on, we get more people. Some we lose, but we find others. And because that 10-year-old girl survived that initial virus, she's not quite the same as everyone else.
Spoiler alert!
So she's it's not a bad thing. Let's just say she's more in tune with the zombies than anyone else, because she was infected with the same virus. We'll have to
He
see.
It's a zombie
really
horror.
loves zombies.
You know, speaking of being different from everyone else, Ellie, I'm curious, since you're in a time zone where it's already tomorrow, can you give me lottery numbers?
Sure. 10, 12, 15, 32, 46, and 8. There you go.
So it's
No.
Wednesday. Wednesday, what time by you?
It's coming up 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't a horror movie, but
No, it's still a good movie.
yeah.
Well, you know, titles can't be copyrighted. However, if DC has trademarked Miracle Man, that's a different question.
It's Miracle Whip.
Sure,
Yeah,
they.
the Miracle Touch, but not the Miracle
Ah.
Touch. I
I
like
guess trying to title his book, is that it?
Yeah.
Ignore all of us, Ken. Ignore all
Yeah.
of us.
I actually use all of you to come up with a title for my book. Yes.
I think it's one of the most difficult things to do, the title of the book. I always start the
Absolutely.
book and take me for 3, 4, 5 chapters until I decide that, okay, that can be this title. I think
Unlike
it's
Colin.
difficult to find the right.
I close my eyes and I come up with a title. That's what I do. And if I want to
Colin.
come up with a plot, I close my eyes, you know, or I go to sleep and I wake up with it.
Tell us how you write your books, Colin.
I always start with the title. If I haven't got a title, I can't start, except for the horror novel I haven't written yet. I've not really got the title, but everything else had the title first. And then I write the book to find out what the title means.
That's
He
cool.
writes a title, then he makes the cover, and then he starts writing the books. I wrote my work in progress. I wrote that one in during NaNoWriMo in November in 2018, and I had it finished, but I was stuck on the cover. And then I started watching movie reviews with my daughter, and she was really good in saying like, "Oh, look, Mom, this is how you should write your stories. You know, these things are important that you adhere to certain rules, blah blah blah." And it's like, damn, now I've got to rewrite the whole freaking story. So yeah. It's hard because I used to be a plotter and now I'm becoming a penser, but it's somewhere in between at the moment.
Well, you know, I have this fantasy of writing my Canny Danny book again, except this time sticking to my outline, which I didn't do with Canny Danny, and it would end up being a totally different book. But of course, I probably wouldn't be able to stick to it anyway. So
I'm trying this one without an outline, but I know where the midpoint is and with all the percentages from all those outlines. So I'm trying to follow it in my mind. But if I put an outline, then I seem to like constrict myself, and I don't let my imagination go wild. So I'm trying that this time. Then fix it afterwards, maybe to put in certain things after.
That is so quiet. Say something.
Who is?
Chris?
Oh, well, as far as how to
Not
write,
CW. You said CW and now it's...
Yeah, Chris, tell us how to write. Yeah.
Whichever one. It's I'm a pantser. I can't outline to save my soul. I've hated outlines ever since, I don't know, whenever you learn them in school. I just hate outlines. So basically when I write, I mean, since we're writing genre fiction, it's all kind of formulaic anyway. We know generally how the story's going to play out. So if I'm writing a mystery, for example, I know the detective takes the case. I know the detective has all kinds of problems. I know the detective finds clues. And I know at the end the detective solves the case. Boom. Now I just fill everything in. If I'm writing one of my Pierce Mostens, I know that the head of the OUP, Dr. Barden, he gets a case, hands it off to Moston. Moston has to go and investigate it. They run into all kinds of Lovecraftian monsters. And in the end, the monsters get slain, put back in the bottle, whatever it is. So, I mean, it's really kind of formulaic. So I don't, even, I don't need really an outline, or it's all up here anyway. So
No pinch points or any of those
I don't
things?
even know what a pinch point is.
I spent months learning that. Oh.
What for? Just write the story.
My third one would tell everything, and the 3 character arcs followed all the percentages of all the pinch points, and oh my God.
What is a pinch point?
There's different percentage of the novel, but each thing's supposed to happen, a switch.
You know what? I just follow Lester Dent's formula. It's 4 acts. Lester Dent was a pulp fiction writer. He wrote most of the Doc Savage novels, and he had a 4-act formula. You start off Act 1, the main character goes off on the adventure, decides to go off on the adventure, and then Act 2, he's hit with all kinds of problems, and at the end of Act 2, he's like in the Slough of Despond.
That's it. That's
Come
the
Act 3, he starts pulling himself up by his bootstraps. At the end of Act 3, the bad guy kicks him again, but comes back in Act 4, kicks the bad guy's butt, and there it is. So
that's it. Those are pinch points when people kick him. Okay, that's
what
it.
do you have to call them pinch points for? Just write the story.
Supposed to have a melody that it flows, and I don't know.
If I was doing that, I'd be writing a symphony instead of a book.
That's why it takes me so long to write a book. My second one took 3 years. My first one took 7 years.
Know about your work.
I tried to outline, but in the end, I figured I got to the point where after page 6, it was all out the window. So I just go painting as of right now. I think Morium is the only one I really sat down and plotted out all 3 books. And even then, I went off the rail. But basically,
did it come out better using the outline?
I think it did. It's tough to say. I mean, if I would have gone by the outline, it would have been a lot darker, more bloody. But I didn't want that, so I toned it down a little bit.
I'm wondering how everybody got their idea for their story, because I got mine from a dream, and my kids said, "Oh, Mom, it's a great dream. Write it down." And it was smack in the middle of the story, so I had to fantasize things before it and things after it, and it was one big mess, that first book. But it was so much fun, though.
That happened to me too. Yeah.
Also a dream.
Vampires? You dream about vampires at night? Yeah.
Steve, what about your movie? You said you're going streaming.
Yes. Right now, I've written the script, the screenplay, and in 3 weeks we are going to be filming some scenes for a crowdfunding campaign, which will start probably in November. And from there, hopefully, we'll be able to raise enough that we can go forward and film the entire Morium trilogy. Obviously, like shrunken down to more reasonable cost, but I think that's the toughest part, where you have 3 books and you have to trim it all the way down to get it within 4 or 5 hours. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But writing the screenplay, it was fun because it gave me an opportunity to change things I didn't like in the book and change it this way.
That's cool.
But it's very nerve-wracking. I'm nervous, scared, and probably every other emotion running through my mind right about now.
Well, it will work. It will happen. So it's cool.
Thank you.
It will.
Where will it be released? Like the film? Where would people
I
see
haven't decided yet. I mean, there's different platforms I'm looking into. I just
Like a
haven't
movie?
decided yet. It'll be a series of shorts, maybe 10, 15 minutes, a half hour, 20 minutes. It's going to be broken up into shorts. And probably go for maybe 2 to 3 years. I got to get it done quickly because I don't want my teenage actors growing up to be 25-year-olds.
Yeah. So, it's a question that everybody always asks me, and this was one of the things that I was thinking about this to readers know us, because everybody was scared of me when I say that I write horror. How is it with you? Then when they say I write horror, and then what's the reaction of your friends and family when they say you write horror?
I get asked who was your influence. I say Stephen King, and it is, so you write horror. Right off the bat, that's what they say. When I say Stephen King was my influence. The Stand was actually the first book I read, and that from him, and that pushed me along this route. In
Do
fact,
friends read
William,
books? People
What's
say
that?
to me, "Oh, I don't read vampires, so I don't have one friend that read any of my books because I don't like bloody or horror or even my husband didn't read my books."
I have a few friends that read my books, and they are scared of me now. But most of my friends and family don't read.
I have to get famous for them to read it. That's what I have to do.
Yeah. But the ones,
my family doesn't like my book either.
No.
Yeah, me either.
Nope.
Me either.
But they say what to you? Because I have a friend that when she read my first book, and then she said, I didn't imagine that you could think on those things. Where these things come from? And I said, well, I love horror.
I've had Facebook people say to me, it's like, how do you have that warped mind? Like, how did you come up with these plots? I say, I close my eyes and then I just come up with them.
Yeah, they think that we're weird.
With my eyes open, this is what I see, so.
Don't you have this? Any of you have a friend that says that's weird?
Yeah,
Because you like
satanic, perverted, pornographic.
Perverted, yeah.
But an all-around, generally nice guy.
You
Yeah.
buy them a
say thank you.
Yeah, we just have to tell people to lighten up. That's all, right?
Yeah, lighten up. Yeah, let's look at
You
your
change your
life.
name.
Let's
You
look at
change
what
your
you're doing
name.
in your spare time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to say that you write horror. You could say you write the macabre.
Thrillers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that. If you read one of my books, you say I can say that.
Yeah.
It's horror. It's pure horror. I can say that. Yeah. It's scary.
When I say I write about vampires, a lot of people think it's erotica, like the sexy, lot of sexy, and it's like no, it's not that.
Sex in
I
the
wrote
books.
one sexy scene in one of my books, and Kirkus said they like the whole book, the mystery, except the bodice ripping. So I took it out. I don't know. I had to look up what was bodice ripping. I don't know. He didn't pull off a bodice. It wasn't the 1800s. It's now. But I guess they call it bodice ripping.
Yeah, my Crowley is very erotic.
Very
Yes,
right. So
yes,
Kirkus
it
was
is.
Kenny,
like-
Danny,
Chris.
yeah.
Got all the books there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kenny Danny is really erotica. It's erotica.
Yeah. Erotic.
It's not a pleasant kind of erotic though. It is horrotic. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, Stephen King
Mine
writes
is
also.
mine is
What
erotica, but it's really scary. I think too. 'Cause,
Crowley's Cult is a scary book. I like that book.
yeah.
What I
That's
like
why
about
people
Colin,
think that I'm weird.
what I like about Colin's book, I think it was The Hounds of Hellerby Hall, that it's about a girl.
Ah,
And it's awesome. It's because so
that,
many
Christopher?
people.
Are you giving us
That-
bookmarks? Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
that's a Crowley's
Yeah.
Cult bookmark.
Oh wow, that's
Oh,
right.
my sister did it, and
I love bookmarks. Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I have to read some.
well,
I really want to get on.
I have to do more to send to more people, but
Yeah.
don't get jealous, Ellie. I send it's because it's so far.
Sorry, what?
No, you too far. That's why you didn't receive it yet.
You told
I know.
us only your special
Too
friends
far
got
away.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
I am.
It's my sister is designer, and she did this. It's based on my Crowleys. It's very cool thing.
Yeah.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to get going because Chuck is calling me for dinner. And he's very serious about dinner time.
And action
Oh,
figures
look
for
at
my
that.
books.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's Talon Go from Ghosts of Brisbane. And she's got weapons there. And,
This is from your book?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Ghosts of
that doesn't belong
Brisbane.
here. This is out of my this is above.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going to get
Ghosts
a
of
Cat Daddy
Brisbane.
action figure.
Yeah.
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 We all need action figures. Can you
we
imagine
do.
one of the zombie dogs?
Oh, yeah.
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 That would be so cool.
I have one.
No, it's not a zombie.
Okay, Chucky. I know.
So
Well, if I
cute.
cut his hair, he'll be better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to take off.
All
So
right.
it was
Gerhard, I'll
very
see you
nice
soon.
meeting all of you. Yeah. It was great to meet all of you, and we'll be meeting again. I'm sure there will be some things
Yeah.
happening. in
Yeah.
October.
We will,
Yeah.
yes.
We're
I'd
all
invite you
yeah.
all over, but I don't think you could get here.
Yeah. Maybe I could, but not.
Yeah, you could.
For a few hours. Yeah.
I'll take Amtrak. I'm going to come up to see you sometime, Gerhard.
I stay home. I don't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
We all just need a
Oh,
time
yeah.
machine.
I stay
Yeah,
next to
yeah,
Suzanne-
or those
Suzanne's not far.
teleportation things, you
No.
know?
Yeah.
Is it the fly, you
It's
know?
Doctor Who when you need him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A no-show.
more now with the
know.
pandemic.
I just want
Yeah.
tomorrow's lottery numbers.
Yeah.
You're not the
Or
only
baseball
one.
scores.
I want tomorrow's lottery numbers.
Baseball scores. Tell Gerhard who won the Yankees game.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Is that a baseball thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah, but yeah,
I got
no,
it right.
No spoilers, though.
We don't have that over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not playing baseball now. I thought it's football now.
Both.
Here in Brazil, people like soccer, not me, but
They like
Yeah.
the football here. They have the All Blacks. Pretty famous. Yeah?
Oh,
Anyone
All
know that?
Blacks?
The All Blacks.
Uh,
I have no idea.
not
what
very
I'm
well.
thinking about.
Oh, well.
All right.
I
Bye,
know
Gerhard.
them. I
Bye,
know
Bye,
them.
Bye, Kara.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah,
I just have a
we're
question.
going
Are you
to.
writing more now with the pandemic? Are you
Yeah,
writing
5 books in 2020.
I thought you were going to
Wow.
say 20
No.
days.
I would say I'm writing less, maybe. I don't know.
I've got everyone at home, so I haven't got time to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many
I still
distractions.
travel. I still go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always home. I work from home usually, so it didn't change much for me. But
Oh, so
I'm
you
not
write a lot.
writing more. Yeah.
We're
I've been
doing a lot
getting
more
it-
renovation.
I can't say I'm writing more, but I've been doing a lot of editing and other stuff like reviewing all my book covers and things like that. So I can't say I'm writing more, but I'm probably doing the whole business stuff about the same.
Yeah. But I still travel, and whenever I go, lately, and this year it doesn't usually happen, I'll write 3/4 of the book on my trip. And something about being away from home stimulates me. Part of it is because where home is and the people around me aren't as supportive of my efforts as I like, and so it's sort of a freedom. It's like, yeah, you know, so, and that's one of the reasons for the pen name coming up, because I want it more widely available in the US. But yeah, 5 books written in 2020, and and I don't know if that has anything to do with anything other than the brain just had diarrhea. There might be nothing written in 2021, 7 written in 2022. I don't know.
You don't know how long the pandemic is going to last.
You know,
know,
here in
maybe-
Virginia, it's gone. I mean, people are, you know,
Ron?
in Brazil,
they lost
depending on the
interest.
state, you
Yeah,
just,
yeah, 50 states,
it's
50
normal.
different.
Everything is normal
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
the state.
You know, going out to Kansas, Kentucky, West Virginia. I mean, gyms are open, breakfast buffets at the hotel. Virginia's there now. Governor said he's going to get rid of the restrictions because nobody's following them. Whatever the
it.
pandemic is, the other question is, are people sick of it? Now, that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing.
That's
But
not going to
boy,
make
the
it go
attention
away.
spans.
Ignore it.
No.
You can't ignore it.
Yeah, you could. And that could go either way. You know?
I mean, you could
Yeah.
die.
I've got a daughter with asthma. I am not risking anything. We're shielding
Yeah.
her.
A friend of mine's been in the hospital for 5 months, and now she's in a nursing
Wow.
home.
Yeah, well, you know, whatever the facts are, people's attention spans aren't extensive, and you know.
They don't wear masks, so you can.
No.
No.
Well, I think you know, you're right, Chris. Is that I think people are just kind of sick of all the stuff, and they just want to be back to normal.
Right,
Simple as
right,
that.
and
Boo-hoo.
yeah, yeah. So
here we have lots of cities that are completely normal for months. They don't
Yeah.
have many restrictions anymore.
yeah,
Here in Rio we have more restrictions, but more political than necessarily because of the virus.
Well, that's how it is here in Houston. I mean, in my county, it's still fairly restrictive. You go in the rest of Texas, it's like it doesn't exist.
yeah.
We
Well,
have
you
to
know,
wear masks when we are outside, but whatever. At home,
Yeah, it's okay when
we
it's
receiving gases and people are going back to work. Everything is fine.
Is that a cough, Ellie?
It's a zombie. It's trying to
Captain
escape.
Trips. The Captain Trip. Yeah, that's how it started at the gas pumps, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it's actually at a military base.
Yeah. And from Ellie, I don't think you're gonna be with us next show, but that's.
All right.
Well, listen, I've got to get going. It was nice meeting everybody.
Hey, I look forward to seeing you again soon, Steve.
Yeah, all of you, we have to contact you to set the respective interviews, so we will record it with. Except Ken, because Ken will be in the game in October. He will be the first guest in the game. So.
What is this game? Do you have to have video knowledge for this game? Is it a video? What kind of game is it? I've seen Sarah games and I don't know what's flying, so.
Wow, will be a
Is it for
surprise
novice?
if you get there and then you, oh man, I'm in the game. What now? What am I going to do?
It's
Yes,
just
what is
sort of
it?
our version of the Hunger Games, right?
yeah. And all
What is
Katniss.
The game will be actually 3 interviews, one author in a week, and then in the first week you there, it will be cool because we talk about yourself, your books, and this kind of thing. And then in the third, 4th week, then you all go back and you will compete against yourselves, because
I'll lose.
the audience will send what's the name of the thing that I forgot the word in English. The prompts. They send prompts to you, and you have to write a splash story, and we will compete against
that'd
each
be
other, and the audience will choose who
Oh,
wins.
we write. Oh, so the game is
Yes,
writing.
you're right. But you write before the game. So I'm not going to do with you because, well, we can have blanks and who knows? The time you need to write and then you just can't. So don't worry, you have time to write the flash story. But you will compete. We won't change. We won't choose. They will. So.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun.
These guys, right?
Yeah.
These very well-known guys. I'm competing with them. Okay. All right.
What? Say again?
Yeah.
No, I signed up to compete with these guys. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
You'll do
we will
fine.
compete.
You'll do fine.
Ken is the first week, and Cass Kim, it will be in the second, and Steve will be in the third, but he can't because of the time. So we'll have to move someone that was in November to October, and we'll see. Because of the time zones, it's really 20 hours of apart Ken and Ellie, so it's 20 hours. It's a lot to put everybody in the same day and the same time. It's complicated, really complicated. This was complicated, and we were only 11, 12. So,
Perfection will always elude us.
How many do we have?
time zone will.
How many of us are there? How many?
How many what?
How many of us are there? How many authors?
Well, in the game it will be 3 at a time, but we are more. There's
20?
like 4 of us that won't be here today. Wasn't it? And we're inviting more, and there are other authors contacting us to be part of it, but we don't know yet how we're going to do this because we're 4. So if you want to join us and make interviews, we don't mind.
And don't forget to ask your friends as well. Any horror authors you know, please invite them.
Invite them to watch there and to be there, watch the game, participate the game.
And tweet.
Jacky sent 2 names for us now. 2 more names.
Good.
I have heard back, but I'll tell you about that later.
Good.
Yeah. Chris is going to do live reveals, not live, recording reveals. And we'll have work in progress and multi-genre and this kind of things. We want readers know us, and the game is just something else to do. But since it's live, it's complicated because we all need to be there at the same time, so it's complicated. Because
that'll be a little bit of juggling, I'm sure, and but
I'll have
with so many of us, there's probably always going to be a time some of us can't be here, but I mean, death, destruction, and dismemberment loom every day. I mean, sometimes.
And we are inviting all authors to be here with us, and to do interviews too, because it's interesting. We are few actually, because there are thousands of authors are there, and people will want to know us. Hopefully, they want to know us. So it will be interesting to be there and do these things.
Doesn't it seem
it's
like
nice
there's
meeting you.
more authors in the market? Like there's more books? Oh, sorry. No,
Well, I was just going to say, it was
looks like
nice meeting everybody.
Hey, Steve, same here. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Yes, Steve.
See you soon, everybody.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
What were you saying, Suzanne?
Oh, it looks like on Amazon and Twitter, it looks like there's constantly more and more authors entering the marketplace, like faster, more furious than ever before. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
This genre is like crowded all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
but
used to be
that's
on the
good.
top page, and now I went away. I was there for 10 years, like in the Vampire, and I'm now gone. It's like
We'll track him down, Susan, and we'll get rid of him.
We'll write them in our books and just kill them all off.
Cross him out.
Yeah.
Like competition.
Competition. No way.
We can do like Stephen, and then we're writers. We can't kill anyone.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, you know, about 5 years ago, that every day Amazon was publishing, what was it, between 3,000 and 4,000 books every day, new books. And that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine it's gone down.
It's gone up.
Absolutely not.
So, I mean, even back then, that's a, you think about that, that's a lot of books every single day.
I might brag for a second. I might be a pulp wannabe, but my son has written his 70th book, and they're all on Amazon.
Wow.
So, yeah, young adult mysteries.
Yeah, that's a hot market.
Yeah. So,
70.
70. Yeah.
In what span of time?
Since let's see, 24. I'd say since 2012 or 2013 to now. His first one was displayed at the Baseball Hall of Fame.
10 years.
Yeah, I know. He takes after my wife, real smart. Fortunately, he has none of my genes. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing that. But I tell you, he's always writing. So
that's good. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What did he take in college? What did he major in?
Piano performance at the University of Oklahoma, and he's got one more semester left of law school. So he'll finish law school in May, I guess.
You have to take writing. You don't have to be an English major to make it big. Then.
No, I was an English major, and both Matt and my daughter got my writing genes. I guess they did get some, but fortunately they got my wife's talent and brains, so I guess it's a good combo.
he always says that.
You should meet her. She's also pretty hot, too. I was hoping she'd walk in.
Anybody else have a finance degree? I have a finance degree.
No? No.
Not helping.
Okay. You're the numbers woman in the group.
Right, yeah. But the marketing has been helping. Marketing class.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that.
I used to be a vet.
A vet? Oh, good. Oh, you could help Ellie's zombie animals.
Right. Attacking vampires.
You can castrate them.
Oh,
we should promote our books together.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Wow, but depending on the way they are infected, I can tell it won't make any difference.
No.
So, okay, guys, that was super cool to have you here. Thank you a lot. And
Thank you.
we're going to do more. That's Munsters Lounge, and next month. It's almost there. Anyway,
Yay, Halloween!
So it's our month. Everybody loves October, I'm sure.
And dress up.
And we will contact each other, and so we can set these interviews that I'm going to do. And Ken will be our first guest in the game. So
Hey.
you guys need to be there to see Ken.
I don't have to wear pants, right?
What?
You can
Only
be
imagery.
your
Oh, I
boxes.
don't know. It's up to you.
I think I did it wrong today. I'm wearing pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to play poker this time?
Am I gonna what?
Are you going to carry on playing poker in your boxes?
Oh,
Yeah.
I do enjoy my poker. Yeah, I just wish it let me win a little more.
Yeah. So anyway, you can dress whatever you want.
Okay.
Up to you.
For our author interviews.
not.
Or not, yeah.
The world is in bad enough shape already.
Yeah. It's just don't scare the viewers. It's just but I think that they need to watch your video, the poker one. That's really cool.
Yeah.
If you didn't, guys, you should go in his channel and watch it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's because he said he's shy. So, he's shy.
Who is shy?
He did that. Ken is shy.
Oh, Ken is shy? Oh.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, I'm a true introvert. Absolutely. That's why I write.
So am I. That's why I talk to you.
I'm not shy.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, but I like to write. It's when I found out that I could do it, and it was the best thing that happened to me. It's something that I really enjoy to do.
How did you discover it? How?
Well, I was it was my sister actually. I was depressed in the disease, and my sister said, "Why don't you write a book?" And I say, "Are you crazy? I'm not gonna write a book. This is not that simple." And I started writing, and she said, "If you don't like it, just don't publish." And I enjoy that so much that I say, "Wow, thank she did it because it was great." And it was the best thing that happened to me. I can't see myself not writing anymore. I hope I can buy it from it and make my don't need to work in anything else than writing. I would love to do that. But
all right, guys. I'm gonna have to run as well.
Yeah, we will. So thank you everybody to be here, and all of you will be back and interviews and the game, because Jacky is in the game in November, but maybe when you can go in October, because we will need someone, because Steven is still there.
Well, I signed up for something. You had me down for something? I signed up for a game, I think October.
What?
I signed up for the game in October. You don't have me?
October? No, you said November.
I signed up for November?
Yes, November. You, Jack, November, and CW can because of the time.
Okay.
The game, because it will be a little later. Wednesday. So we'll see.
I don't mind whenever you want me.
Okay.
I will see you guys real
Bye,
soon.
Chris.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
See y'all.
Okay,
Wait, Ellie,
guys.
where's
So
you?
that's it. That's what the first meeting of the Munsters, because we're all monsters, and we're going to do this sometime soon, I guess next month, because it's October, and October
That's
I
already
intend
29.
to do more than once Monster Lounge, and in Halloween we'll have a party, so be ready to be there
and dress up. You must be in costume.
Yeah, all of us.
Is that Saturday night? Is that a Saturday night?
I don't know when it is.
I don't know. I think
It
it
was
is
last
Saturday,
year, I think.
Yes, but
It is going
will
to
be
be
Halloween. We'll have a party. So
Halloween Saturday night.
It is Saturday.
It is.
Yep.
everybody will be there. So it will be night. It won't be night for Cam probably, or us.
For me.
Or everybody.
I think it will
can
be full
there.
moon as well. There's 2 full moons this October.
Okay.
So on Halloween
And
it will
we
be full
can
moon
do
as well.
a witch, maybe a witch, or paranormal, or whatever culture. Anyway, we can do a lot of things in October. We can go buy them.
Blue moon. Cool.
Okay. So thank you guys. Bye bye, and see you next time.